The murders of 3 political workers in less than 24 hours have led to anger and outrage over rowdyism and contract killing in Tamil Nadu. What this has done is, it has brought AIADMK and BJP together in voicing their opposition to take on the DMK government. Now keep in mind that there is no concrete proof that these murders took place due to political motivations. But the coincidental nature of their occurrence has given rise to strong criticism, coming close on the heels of the murder of Armstrong, the state leader of the BSP. Let me just go through the timeline of these killings. On Sunday, that is July 28, Padmanabhan, an AIADMK worker, was hacked to death near the Puducherry border. He was travelling on his two-wheeler when 5 men in a car surrounded him and killed him. Reason? As per preliminary investigation, police said it could be a case of revenge killing. Padmanabhan is said to be an accused in a murder case and his killing may be a case of retaliatory attack. Again, on the same day, the husband of a Congress councillor was hacked to death allegedly by a group of unknown men outside his house in Tamil Nadu's Kanyakumari district. Reason? Police suspect the involvement of one Rajkumar from Velankodu who had previous enmity with Jackson. On Saturday, July 27, BJP worker Selva Kumar was hacked to death by a gang in Sivaganga district. Reason? The police have ruled out the possibility of any political motive behind the murder and blamed personal enmity instead. On July 16, Balasubramanian, a functionary of Nan Tamirar Katchi or the NTK, was hacked to death in Madurai district while he was on his morning walk. Reason? Police said family dispute was the reason behind the murder and 4 people were arrested. The law and order issue in Tamil Nadu first came into limelight when, on July 5th, BSP State President K. Armstrong was hacked to death in Perambur by a 6-member gang. So far, 17 people have been held in connection with the murder. But the BSP maintains that the real culprits have not been arrested. Reason? Police said Armstrong was killed in retaliation for the murder of history sheeter Arcot Suresh and ruled out political motive behind the killing. July 4th, M. Shanmugam, an AIADMK worker, was hacked to death in Salem. 10 people, including a DMK councillor's husband, were arrested in this regard. Reason? Police said personal enmity appears to be the case of the murder. So, let me just add this up for you. Just in July this year, 5 people linked to several political parties have been murdered in broad daylight. The opposition parties, the AIADMK and the BJP, have demanded that the Chief Minister take moral responsibility. Can the DMK government continue to brush off all these killings under the carpet as personal enmity and family dispute? The AIADMK has said that most of the incidents of breakdown of law and order can be traced back to a DMK functionary or members associated with the DMK. Now, it may be or may not be true, but the MK Stalin-led government has to remember that they have a duty to maintain law and order. Be it a political or personal crime, it is the duty of the government and the police department to address these issues and safeguard its citizens. Now let's forget the politics around these murders. What's more worrying is the pattern of killings. It clearly shows there is a supari or contract killing spree in Tamil Nadu and the anti-social elements are at large. The government is unable to control them and that is the main reason there is outrage and anger. The argument by the DMK, however, is that the law and order situation in Tamil Nadu was better than in other states. Is that really the case though? Now we looked up some data from the National Crime Records Bureau or the NCRB for short, and here's what we found. Tamil Nadu has consistently been witnessing over 1,600 murders since 2020 to 2022. What's more shocking is that Tamil Nadu topped the country in terms of murders of senior citizens in 2022 according to NCRB data published in 2023. Tamil Nadu is also seeing a spurt in crimes against SCs from 1,377 in 2021 to 1,761 in 2022. This marks an increase of 28.4 in percentage terms. Now, we are not doing this to paint Tamil Nadu as an unsafe state. In fact, let me also point out here that Tamil Nadu's per capita murder rate is far lower than many other states. The point of this video is to highlight that the spate of political killings is a very disturbing trend and the government needs to address them by taking tough measures and winning back the trust of its citizens. Political violence, organized crime and assassinations pose a very real threat to democracy, and the sooner the DMK acknowledges and acts, the better it is for the state. That's it for now. For more such updates, keep watching our channel. This is Afreen Hussain and you are watching India Today So South.